Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope all is well. Just thought we would do a quick stream today and see where we go and see if we can get any little repairs done. So hope all is well and good. Only going to be a quick stream today. Hope all is well. We have a couple of little laptops in. Got an interesting one with a power fault, and we may have a couple of other bits and bobs. So we'll see how it goes, see what's what, and see where it is. Please say hi in chat. Hi in chat. MK. Well, I had to check with Sir Andy just to make sure he was not going live imminently. This is only going to be a quick one. Got a quick one on here. But good morning, YouTube. Hello world. So yeah, it's only going to be a quick one today. We've got one to quickly reassemble what I started very early doors this morning, and then we've got maybe a power fault. Good morning, Sparta. Good morning. So I was just explaining to MK. It's only going to be a quick stream today, but I thought I'm not going to be streaming until probably Wednesday. Morning again, Andy. Good morning. Sorry for the text this morning, Andy. I just thought I'd drop you a message. But yeah, good morning. It's only going to be a very quick one. Very quick. We've got this one to put back together. I did this one yesterday. This was a nice, interesting fault. This was an interesting one I did yesterday. It came in with no power. I just got out of the shower. Oh, I'm thinking in pictures. You know, some things you just can't. Even dogs come in to see me. When you said that, some things you can't unsee. So yeah, this one I can't get it open, but this one came in yesterday with no power, and it was the IC which controlled the power for the NVMe, which were overheating on the thermal camera. It was hitting about 78 degrees, and then there was a couple of caps near it and an inductor, but it was the ground pads getting really hot. Bizarre. The ground pads were hitting about 80 degrees on the caps, and as it turned out, it were a cap on the back of the board where the EC chip was. So yeah, a bit of a puzzled me a little bit. Not that it doesn't take much to puzzle me, but yeah, this one did puzzle me a little bit there. A little bit. So yeah. But yeah, got I seen. Only one I've got working so far, Andy. Only one I've got working. We have a few in today. I'm just going to spin the camera around. No, a bit around again. I don't know if you guys can see on the shelf. We have a selection. We've got a little HP. We've got another Acer. We've got one over there waiting for a screen. We have a Dell desktop where we worked on the power supply last week. If anybody caught that live stream. Got another one in there where they changed the RAM and the computer just does not power at all. Power fault. Got up there waiting for a screen which has been ordered, and we've got another one there which is a power fault and needing an SSD. So I've got a few bits in today, and we've got got this in as well. This is a 3060 which has been dropped off. Had it into a local repair shop, and basically got the computer back, and they changed the power supply in it, and now his graphics card doesn't work. So not even powered that up at all to see what's what. So yeah, got a few little bits and bobs in today, and yeah, we're gonna see what's what. It's just gone a little bit busy, and I've got my able assistant sat down here waiting to say hello. Say good morning, dog. Speak. Say good morning. Woof, woof. Who let the dogs out? Woof. You're not going to play this morning, are you? Speak. No, she's coming for a cuddle instead. There we go. So we've got those happening today. So I thought I will just get this one put back together. Causing dog to bark. Causing the poochel to bark. So I know what's up with her. She wants to go out for a walk. But it's absolutely tipping it down today. Even Noah has had his boat out, thinking he might need to resurrect it and get it back out. But times have been hard, so he's not in his ark anymore. He's in one of them little pedlos. So that's what he's doing. So we will quickly get this back together while we generate a few viewers. And I'm planning on being off for about 11 to 11:30, so probably just over an hour. And see where we go. And then I think Andy's going to go live as well. So I will attempt to pass people across. Not that I might have a lot of viewers, but any viewers we do will move across if Andy's not already live. We will pass on the love. We'll share the love. But yeah, it's absolutely tipping it down up in the north of England this fine, glorious, freezing cold day. 8.5 degrees as well. I don't know where you guys are based. I know where a couple of you are based, but you don't need the viewers. That's what it is. Don't need the viewers. You get your own. Morning, Charles. Morning, hot cows. Get that one in there. Yeah, this one. It turned out to be that little cap. We all know what caps look like. Turned out to be that little cap amongst other things as well, which had kindly said, "I'm not going to work." Next to the EC chip. I was a little worried when I was looking at it because the EC chip was getting a little bit toasty. We all know what that means generally. We all know. We don't like EC chips in toasty. I think I recorded it on my phone. I knew where my phone was. Let me just to show you. I might have a couple of people turning up today as well, so if I do, again, I will apologise now to do. This was, you can see that, this was recorded on the P1, the Thermal Master P1. You can see one at Power Up MOSFETs and the EC chip blipping in the corner, and I thought, oh dear, if it's doing that, it's gonna be dead. But the good news is it was not. It's Hot Cows Charles. I'm getting it now. Getting it. Well, I've created this stream. Morning, Worms. Morning. I've created this stream solely in OBS, not used YouTube Studios at all, because I think there was some issues with certain streams going live for people where they would come through on a different username. So yes, I think that was some of it. So hey ho. Right, so this one is back together. He's also had new SSD in it, and it's moved across. So I'm just going to shift that one out of the way now. That one is done. We're going to get the memory one brought across. So not that one. It is this one. So this was dropped off about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, something like that. It has got onboard RAM in here as well. So customers attempted to fit that RAM, which is obviously DDR4 3200, 16 gigabyte, but he's got onboard RAM. And what he said is, he put the RAM in, probably didn't disconnect the battery, didn't remember disconnecting it, and it no longer works. It's a little bit dead. So we'll just get the power meter and just plug in and see what's what, just see if we are drawing any of those little raisins and currents. Flip the power supply on. We have voltage showing on there. It is the black with centre pin. Our box of delights. Find the right on there. Yeah, just books. They're not the cheapest. To be quite honest, I'm not a lover of working on them. Well, I haven't been in the past, so yeah. This is a I think my glasses on, so I can't really see. But that's the model. If anyone's interested, the FX 516P for Papa. So it's a nice enough laptop. I had a couple of bad experiences in past working on these. We will see how it goes. I'm debating, if anybody in chat can advise on this, I'm debating, little one's got a, what am I doing? Little one's got a Nintendo Switch. I don't really use it because she's not got that many homebrew applications on it. So I was thinking of putting a mod chip on it. Never done one before. So, I might give that a go. I don't know if anybody's got any recommendations. It's not an OLED and it's just a Switch one. It's just run of the mill Switch. Yeah, I might give that a go if anyone's got any recommendations. Which one I need to buy? Right, we'll just try and power up. I'm just gonna turn the bench light off because it is really bright and you can't see anything. So just wait for exposure to adjust. Put top light on. Yeah, and I was watching Zach last night, Nano, and he obviously does a lot of the kamikaze ones as well, and there was a lot of people in there, Worms, asking similar questions. So I did have a quick look on AliExpress, and they do the Pico flies, don't they? But really affordable, £6 or £7, less than $10. And I just thought, is that really it? But yeah, I'll probably have a chat with Andy and see what's what. It'll probably end up at Andy's when I break it. So I'll probably attempt to do it and then send it to Andy to do that. Morning, Dave. Morning, Dave. Dave. Yorkshire Dave. Throwing it down in Yorkshire this morning, Dave. Throwing it down. What have we done to deserve this? God's own country. And it's absolutely paying it down. Right, we will try. Seem like I'm in a rush. Don't know why. I always seem like, need to calm down. Breathe a little. I was looking at me thinking, just take me for a walk. I'm going to breathe a little. So, yeah. Power button completely dead. Yes, are easy to fit on standard switches. Yeah, there's that's open to discussion, isn't it, whether they're easy. It's all down to ability. I'm going to give it a go. So I'm pretty confident with there's that much talented people about. Even if I do make a mistake, I should be able to get it done. Maybe could be. My dad had a bike, and he also liked vodka, so he could be. I could have a little bit of a Russian inside of me, Vladimir. I can't do accents. I've already established that. I'm pushing that into wrong. It's not going to go. Oh, is this the one with this silly charger which doesn't fit anything else? It is. It is. I thought it was that one. It's clearly not. Is it yellow? It's not yellow. Yellow don't fit. I thought it were black. Could have sworn it were that one. Yeah, I probably need to learn to breathe and calm down a little bit. Seem a little bit. Probably coffee. I tend to drink quite a bit of coffee on a morning. Not a morning person. Half goes in, but doesn't like it. I don't think. Yeah, I got soaked dropping a parcel off at post office. Yeah, I walked from the road, well, the drive to the house. I got absolutely dripping. Couldn't believe how it was like a monsoon. It was terrible. I didn't catch the end of the MK stream yesterday. Did you get the Switch from UFN chip? Oh, did you get the Switch repaired then? What Andy had sent across to challenge you. I didn't manage to catch it. I was really busy this afternoon. It went a bit crazy. Hence why I've got a lot on today. Now these, I don't think I'm gonna. Now I'm not gonna be able to put this up to my supply for whatever reason. These tufts. I've got the charger. and my adapters don't seem to want to go in. Oh well. It's not booting yet. He needs to solder on a cap, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, so there's a part 2. Well, I will definitely catch the part 2 of that. Yeah, it is. It's just slightly wrong size. Is the Oh, guys, just bear me 1 second. I've just got somebody at my door. I will be back. I'll put you on mute, but I will be back, guys. As you can hear, the dog shouted. Just one tick. Hello, chat. Sorry about that. Just had a very interesting one dropped in. Just got a MacBook Pro dropped in, and just one speaker is buzzing, but no signs of physical damage. So that might be one. Well, I can look out. I've got nowhere on my shelves for that. Oh, so that can sit over there. Yeah. So what I was saying was, I don't think I've got an adapter for these. Morning, James. Morning, James. Original, and you can see yellow is my closest, but it's just slightly too thick compared to original, which is here, and my black is definitely too big. Don't know. Who would have thought the black one was going to be too big for Owl? Looked like it was going to fit, but it's probably just stretching it a little bit far. We'll sling them up in there. We're going to have to use the customer power supply and see. Obviously, I can't put it on screen because I don't have any meters on it. Turn that one off. Do that. I will test it to make sure the meter, the charger is working. But we're going to have to do it a bit old-fashioned. I did lead you to that a little bit. I did line the punchline up and and see where it would go. There's a brilliant YouTube video where an American woman is doing a comparison between black and white cork for caulking doors and gaps in doors. If you've not seen it, just YouTube it or TikTok it or whatever these kids nowadays do. But she's comparing black and white cork, and there's a lot of innuendos in there. It's really quite funny. So power adapter's working. So we'll stick it in and we'll see anything goes. Nothing there. Yeah, still no power. So we will treat this as a no power, and we will whip the board off and see what's what. Right. I've got somebody else here. Yeah, sorry, gents. My door yet again, as you can hear, the dog. Just give me 2 ticks. I'll just grab this and I'll be back. Hello, sorry about that. Sorry. Just a busy day today. Right, so where are we now? Hopefully not short of CPU, GPU. Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about as well, James. That it might just be a shorted. If something has gone pop, whether it's backfed through. I did another one yesterday, and fortunately he'd done his cell 2 sticks of RAM in, and that was just a case he'd not pushed them in alls properly. The computer wasn't powering because it had it had half a connection but not a full connection. So but we'll see how this one goes and see how this one works. That should be my last disturbance for a while, hopefully. We'll see how this one. Just going to be annoying that I can't see any current draw, because as we all know, that gives us such a good indication of what's happening with the machine when we can see that. I'm going to see if I can get one. Have you got a plug which fits these Toughs, James? It's the Tough Black, but the black one I've got is slightly too big. The yellow's the right size, but just too thick. I don't know if you did you buy it singularly or as a multi-pack. Could do with knowing which one that is, so I can order one. As if by magic, the back comes off. Let's see what we've got here. Oh dear. Yeah, customer took RAM back out, which is that here. Let's disconnect the. Ooh, the battery's broke as well. The battery connector has been damaged. Need to buy separately. Okay, I will grab a link off you for that as well. Looks like the metal thing on the battery connector has been removed also from there. Let's pop the battery out. Chances are if he's been working around here, he may have caused a little bit of damage, but I can't really see anything. Can't see any other issues. I'm just going to check the board, make sure we've not got a direct short. You know what? I'm not a lover of the red. The red ones denote the model series, don't they? I don't know whether I'm overly keen on the look of a red board or not. So right, let's get a ground and put that on local so we can see. Get that on beep mode, and let's get a nice ground. So we've got a beep there. We've got continuity. We'll see what's what. So let's just check some of these coils, make sure. 3.1, nothing, 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 nothing. 1 ohm short. Ooh, that's not looking good. Yeah. Not my favourite colour. The power MOSFETs for the CPU. Let me just see that. 1 ohm, less than a 1 ohm short. My meter is reading 0.8 ground to ground, either side at board. So a power MOSFET reading at that. I think we've got a main power short, and I'm hoping. Are we all thinking the same? He's done something and he's took a power MOSFET out and it's put up voltage through to CPU. What I'm thinking there. Yeah, that ain't. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm gonna have to take this heatsink off. See what's what. I've got a small one. You, James. It's still to build, in fairness. That down there, and I've got the Sony Bluetooth, or the Sony speaker that we're going to convert to Bluetooth and portable. MK's done me a brilliant, because I ain't got a clue how to do it. He sent me out on Discord. Thank you very much for that, MK. It did make me smile when I'm going, I've got a tiny one. Bickle, tiny one. I just need to figure out how to put it onto stream things. I did record Andy showing me the other day when he kindly logged in and helped me out with it. I do need to follow the tutorial. Do that. That again looks like somebody's had an attempt at taking that screw out there. Take that off. I'm just wondering whether, with that being out already, whether this has been looked at somewhere else. I don't know. Seems to be a fair amount of streaming in my car. I wish it was a Jaguar. Morning, let's repair. Yeah, with that very, very low resistance on the. I don't like working on toughs. I've done a few and it's been GPU or CPU related. I don't know if they're more susceptible with it being a design or not. Yeah, please like the stream. Please. I keep forgetting that. Thank you, Wims. Please hit the like button. We've got a deluge of people in at the moment. Please make sure you hit like. I was reading something the other day. I'm not suggesting do this, but because YouTube algorithm likes engagement, they're not bothered whether you get positive or negative engagement. And what it was showing was some of the big YouTubers often put an inaccurate video on to antagonize people into giving it dislikes. And it's not so much hurting them, it's actually benefiting them, because more people will hit the dislike button if they don't like something, can comment, and YouTube likes the engagement rather than positiveness. So please, if you think I'm terrible at this, let me know. Yeah, it's all to do with that interaction. That seems to be stuck down really well. See if we can get a couple more of these out. That one there. Nothing else. Must be one. Do you know what it is? They've put the blinking, the darn thing under there, the screw under the hinge. On there. We'll have a go at lifting again. I don't think. Must be another hidden treasures. Hidden treasures. Well, that's why I made you a mod. I've got 187 subscribers and I've got 186 mods. It's remarkable, that, isn't it? Yeah, I think you're probably right. I was just trying to figure out what NRF was. I think you're probably right on that, Charles. To antagonise some people. He's certainly got a lot more clickbait now. You look at these FAAA one. Can you fault him for it? I mean, he's there to get views on his videos and generate income. So I'm not going to knock him too much, but there's a difference because I think his content has dropped off. I think his content has dropped off considerably with how and what he's doing. He's more on marketing and pushing his products. Again, I'm not going to knock him for that, but it seems like he's built something up, and I feel a little bit shortchanged with some of his content nowadays. To say the very least. But we all do something slightly different. I was watching another YouTuber, and I won't name which one it was, but I was watching another YouTuber, and he seems to be doing the same. He's built an extremely strong community and following, and he seems to be more focused now on on income rather than content. For me, I follow people because I like following them, not because I want to pay the bills. I know we all have bills to pay, but yeah, I've got no payment links, I've got no contributions or anything else set up on mine, and I'm not going to knock people for doing that because we all do it for different reasons. But yeah, some of the very big ones I feel have maybe lost the mark a little bit, like Northridge and whatnot. Put screen off anyway. Content is just a long ad. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is his viewers will know what he's doing, and ultimately they'll vote with their feet. I don't watch as regularly as I did content from Alex, Northridge, because I'm not finding it as enjoyable or as interesting as I did. Quite like Northwest Tony, but I think he puts a different angle on things to show how things are done. Plus, he's quite sarcastic, and I like how he edits videos a bit as well. A bit like Stereofix. Steve, I think it's Steve. I like how he does it as well. So we are down to the board. Yeah, he's very good. I think he undersells his ability, even though he knows what his ability is. Is Tony? I find his knowledge on stuff exceptional, and when he doesn't know, he troubleshoots. God, that's dry. But it's drier than a nun's knickers. There's no in it at all. Sorry guys, bit crude there. The parodies, the one he did about about Northridge, that was so good. Did one with Soren as well. I think we all emulate the people that we're proud of. But I think you're right, Charles. He's no Jason. He's no Jason Manford. Okay, so we now can see the proverbial wood for the trees. And it's a resistance mode again. Got metering resistance, what it currently says. There you go, it says the overload. Top left at screen. We'll just get ourselves a nice ground up here. I'm going to check these coils because these are the ones which were... What's his view on that? Yeah, sorry. Uncle Soren's just the goat, isn't he? Just don't let anything sway him. Are we thinking that this might be an issue? If we look at the resistance on that coil there. Yeah, definitely short. And I would imagine they're all in parallel. Oh, no, they're not. That's good. These two might be on their own, actually. Them two. Wow, that might be better news. Just need to figure out where them two are going. But it looks like it's just those two. Definitely short on it. Yeah, that's the thing. Let's. I'm just going to adjust my scope. I had it right down to board yesterday when I was doing this other one, and a little bit differently to have a look at the pegs. We'll change the scene and we'll see what we can see. Focus. Arms a bit. I know they all. That's bizarre, isn't it? It looks like all these are in one circuit. They're reading different resistances. That's a direct short. I thought the GPU one was sat down here. I thought this was GPU because it's a big chunky boy, isn't it? So I presumed that. But we have got just above the GPU, we've got two others up there, but they just don't look like they've got enough for GPU. Because if you look at this trace, it certainly goes towards the chip. Oh, carry on. Please, please. It is AMD, I think. Typically, no, it looks like an Intel chip. That is so dry. That's the chipset. I think that's Intel. Yeah, VRAM or something like that. I think it's an Intel chip. So crusty and dry. One of the driest I've come across. I did a Windows XP machine, an old Dell work machine. What I took the CPU off and it had bonded itself to the CPU, so it pulled the CPU out of the socket like they do when they get that old. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Some of the yeah, 100%. Get a bit of this cleaned up a bit because if we can get it working, we're gonna have to put new stuff on it anyway. Yeah, Intel. Get that in the bit in. So yeah, so let me just check those resistances again. And see. No, I wasn't right. It's really well in on my maximum. So we'll get a ground again. Just off screen. Ground to ground is okay. So we've got on that one there 0.41. Ground to ground, just so we've got a comparison, is 0.3. So yeah, that's a direct short. That one's going to be a direct short. That one's going to be a direct short. Why? Anybody answer me that question? Oh, that's better. I thought it would come up with 600. I think it's just bad contact, isn't it? I don't get it. Why is that one doing that? So that's got 60. And I'm pushing in. Must just have some on board. No. Must just have some on board. Yeah. See if we can clear them a little bit. See if there's anything which has got visible signs of heat or explosion or whatever. Yeah, it was. I think it must just been by connection. I'm pushing on like hell. I don't know if my pros are the ones which came with unit. So I just might need to invest in some different pros. Could be my pros. Looking to see if there's any damage on any of these. These are the dual MOSFETs, aren't they? These are MOSFETs and drivers all in one, aren't they? A single package. Did one of these the other day on one of the yeah, inject. What do you know? What I was thinking, Worms? I watched Nathan do it on Parts People, and he didn't inject from ground to. Bear me 1 second. Sorry, my phone's ringing, gents. Bear me 1 second. Hello, chap. Sorry about that. Right. So, yeah, I'm. Where did I get up to? Inject. Yeah. So I was thinking. Can't get into his streams. Yeah, they can be a little bit slower. I think his knowledge on certainly Dell stuff is exceptional. But that's why there's so many streamers. It's not one size fits all, is it, Worms? Yeah, so what he basically does, he doesn't inject from... He wouldn't inject from ground, let's say. Let's just pretend this is ground. To a voltage point. He would inject from one side of the component to the other side component to stop voltage going through the CPU, for example. So the path would be the shorter path. And then we could see which one was actually shorting out. So he would pick, let's say, a ground point here. He'd pick that ground point instead of ground point on the board elsewhere, and inject voltage up here somewhere on the rail, so we could then directly see which one it was rather than kind of letting it flow all the way through the board. I think that's the way he does that. Morning, Carthel. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, world. So I think that's how he does it. On that one, but yeah, I think it's got to be voltage injection with a little bit of that. So I'm thinking that's ground. That's ground there, and that's obviously must be something on board stopping me getting a good connection, because the connections just don't seem to be one to flow. So I'm thinking if I use this as a ground where we can see, probably that one there, because they look like they're not the same. They look like they're not the same track. I mean, for goodness sake. Am I missing this? We've got track coming round here, we've got it coming down here, and then it looks like it goes to here. I know there's a break in it. This is probably red board. So I'm thinking if I put my negative here, my ground here, and the positive at other side on maybe this track here, which will be positive here, it'll flow through everything on the board and it should do it. So yeah, yeah, that red board's just really tricky. So let me get the supply just configured, and we will need a couple of probes on here. Let's get down to 1 volt. I mean, this might not work in this, but it did when he did it, it looked very very convincing. I'm going to turn my current draw down as well because I don't want half an amp. I don't want. I do need a new power supply. Not that down. Not that down. Come on, back down. So we've got a volt there, and we've got about half an amp. So I'm happy with that. I wonder if he did it through positive to positive then. He certainly did something, and his theory behind it was it's going the shortest path. I mean, I might have been misinterpreting it, but he said if you do it like that, the ground isn't then passing, the voltage isn't passing through every component because it's finding the shortest path. So it did seem a little logical to me, what he was describing. But there's a difference between my logic and knowledge. And I think we can all agree that sometimes it's knowledge which is key rather than that. So I'm not going to disagree with you, Ed Munguru, EDM. But I was just looking what he was doing. But yeah, let's get a ground on it anyway, and see what's what. So I'll just click that onto the board up there. and we will just grab my little doofery out here. We'll go to positive up there. I'm just going to test this just to see if we've got current draw, which I would imagine we're going to have. But no current draw there. The grounds fell off. We do have current draw. Yeah, we've got a current draw. Let's get the magic camera up. Yeah, shortest path of least resistance. As I say, it seemed logical. I had seen somebody do it a while ago as well, and I can't remember who that was. When I was watching a stream, but I think this is the camera. I'm just going to get the thermal imaging camera running. Get this on screen, and we'll click on that one. And back to there. Okay. Yeah, we've got that. And let's flip over to that. Set the lens off, so we should be able to see what I can see. I'm just going to move my scope out of the way. So we're looking at bottom right, sorry, the right hand side, and that one as well. So we'll just see if we can get some. So we're injecting. That's got to be a close short because it's dropping me down to 0.5 volt, and that. Good thing is it's that cold this morning in my office. Any heat source should. Well, the good news is the CPU's not heating up, and the GPU's not heating up. So that's got to be good news. But I can't see anything on here. Oh, what's that up there? Just to that side. Something getting a little bit warm there. Yeah, I think you might be right on that. Grand planes, they just spread everywhere, don't they? Spread everywhere and anywhere. So yeah, probably right. Probably right. I'm just gonna have a look, see if I've got a better injection point, because it doesn't seem to. I'm gonna inject. I don't know if you can see top left. I'm gonna inject onto this positive here. Just see if that makes a difference to it. I think this is a more direct short. I'm injecting it right side there, aren't I? Inject onto coil actually. Yeah, because that's dropping the current a bit further down. Sorry, the voltage a bit further down, and current slightly higher. Again, that's focused now on the CPU, that's GPU, and these. Can't really say that that's the GPU. It's the gunk next to it. That's a VRAM there. You know what these are getting warm? These are the only thing which are getting warm are the ground insulator foam things. What's basically connect the heatsink to the motherboard. Yeah, these are just the got to be something on the other side of the board. Because the only things which are getting warm on that are, I'm going to take the board out. Take the board out fully. Are earthing points on that. Nothing really. No, no heat in CPU at all, stone cold. There was no heat signatures on them. The only thing which I did see, I'm not sure if it was a bit reflective, was on the VRAM down here, but yeah, nothing across these at all. Which is where the short is. It's only dragging 300 milliamps at a volt. Yeah, it's only dragging that. Do you think I just need a bit more current, or I think we just I mean, we 90% into board out anyway, aren't we? So might as well whole hog and get else out. It's only a few more screws, isn't it? Broke its back getting this far, so we might as well go all the way. Get it whipped out. Up to one side. Yeah, raise the current. We raise current beforehand. Knock this up a bit then. Go up to an amp and see what we get then. Just before we do take rest board out. Can't even get this onto a decent ground point. Yeah, we've got ground. Back onto thermal imaging. Back onto. Right, that's CPU. As you can see, there's no heat spots really on CPU, and that's GPU. There's nothing glowing really on there. A little bit of a heat spot, but it is gaining a little bit. Can we see that in middle of? Let me just put on there. Right. I think it's other side at board, because when I focus down onto it, it's kind of dissipating a little bit. So it's picking a blurred heat signature up from up there. Yeah. But if I'm moving on that point, it kind of just blurs off. And I'm not sure. There's just nothing else. I've got macro lens on, but it's there's nothing else getting warm. I mean, there's something there, but there's nothing jumping at me. Something's drinking an amp, and I know it's low voltage, but something's having a bit of a. Yes, yeah, board out time. I concur. I concur. Let's get the board out. I have got somebody else just popping in about 10 minutes, gent, so I will be popping just to answer the old door. When they come, and let's get this board out and start seeing wood for trees. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a cap on the other side of the board. Just with that being a direct shot and nothing on this side getting warm, Because I would imagine if it's CPU what's shorted, CPU would be getting some type of heat signature at that. So I'm thinking it's cap or something on the other side. Yeah. Another screw, one down here. 3,968,000 screws later. And there's another one hiding down there. If anybody's sat in chat and not hit the like or subscribe button, a like is extremely well received. Or even a dislike according to YouTube's algorithm. We were discussing that earlier. That even YouTube liked the dislike button as well as likes. I'm not saying dislike, but any interaction better than no interaction, is what YouTube says. Right, there's no heat marks on there, so I can't see anything which has kind of melted or gone a little bit adrift on any of that. My concern is he's damaged something like that, because it was ramish. It's ram what he's trying to do, and obviously if he's shorted something out, as he took a RAM chip with it, and I'm not too sure whether you can disable onboard RAM on this specific model of laptop. I know you can on several different brands. I'm not too sure on there, but yeah, RAM looks fine. There's no visible damage on those. So let's do the same thing. I'm going to find short on this side of the board, aren't I? If I can find the short. Board RAM is a step backwards. No, I know why they've done it, because it cuts cost. So you can see why they've done things like that. But you just think, give us a fighting chance. I'm trying to find short on this side of the board so I know where I'm injecting to. And you can guarantee I'm not going to be able to find short on this side of the board. So I might just tack a wire. Might just be as quick to tack a wire onto there, and then at least I've got somewhere to watch and cause it to get my tacking wire. The fault with the board, customers installed some RAM and went to turn it on and it doesn't power. Remove the RAM, still doesn't power. I can't see any current draw because, like we were showing before, my charger doesn't hit here. So what the issue is, it just doesn't power. But there's sorry gents, there's a let me pop you on there, pause 2 minutes guys, I've got somebody at the door, sorry about this. Right, I'm back. Yeah, so sorry, James. It's now showing a virtual zero ohm short here. We've injected a bit of voltage here, right up to an amp at 1 volt, and can't see a heat signature anywhere. Specifically, can't see a heat signature on CPU or chipset or GPU. So I'm just going to tack a wire on there. We're going to check back of the board. Yeah. No, they're not changing solder RAM. They've got a where have I put it? They've got a RAM stick. They've tried to upgrade to 16 gigabytes, but it has got obviously integrated RAM also on there. We'll just get a wire tacked on here. I had some right nightmares trying to solder the other day, and I'm not this bad, but it just don't want to. Don't know why at the moment my soldering iron or soldering skills are very, very subpar. Not pretty, but we're not bothered. Yeah, we'll grab the. We're in resistance mode, so if we go to here, for example, it's reading. Well, you can see what it's reading. It's a little bit warm at the moment because I've just soldered joint, but you can see that it's there. 0.42 ground to ground is that. So if we zeroed that out, which I can't do because I'm touching, but if I zeroed that out, can't do this. Let me just zero ground to ground out. All right, so my leads are reading minus. Why is that reading minus, you stupid thing? So we've more or less got a dead short on there. Minus a little bit of resistance in my leads. Could this be the GPU through a VRM coils? I'm still not sure. Well, all of those four are all on the same. Light turn down a bit. So all these are on the same. Oh, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think that. I think that's more likely to be CPU. And that's more likely to be GPU. Because I think GPU is going to take more current than CPU. Yeah, I'm thinking it's GPU core. But I've got no heat signature on GPU. The only one I had was a little bit down here, but it was minuscule, and it was on the RAM. But the ones I've done in the past of these have been GPU related. They've been blown GPUs. But we've got a little wire here. I'm just going to get my supply flipped back on. We've got ground on there. Yeah, better. Holes are just not big enough to flip on. What's it, USB port? Got a nice ground now, and if we get a flip over to that one, get that out of the way, so we should have a multi-view now. Yeah, track from in. It is, I agree. It does look like it's running down there towards the GPU. But that's, you'll be able to see I'm pushing an amp at 1 volt now. And this is, you'll see my finger on thing. That's GPU I'm pointing to. Can you see that? And there's nothing at all heat signature on GPU. CPU I'm pointing to now. I mean, my finger's hottest thing in here, and it's freezing in this office. So I've got, apart from, I mean, the wire's heating up because it's taking current, but there's nothing at all on this side of the board. drinking. That's a groundhole. What's glowing there? That's absorbing that that current. Let's just flip the board over and just see what's on there. More or less 0 ohms. Yeah, yeah. 0.2 of an ohm. It's as close to 0 as you're gonna get on my equipment anyway. I mean, GPU could have gone. I mean, at this low wattage, it could just be absorbing heat anyway and dissipating it through board. Well, this is back at board now. That's reflection. Yeah, it is quite a thin wire, so it will be absorbing some of the things. So it is getting a little bit warm, but it's still pushing some into board. I can change wire. I've got a thicker one. It'll just be working as a putting current down, won't it? I mean, there's still nothing on there. Let's let me just change that wire then. If we're concerned that that might be a little bit too thin. Of course, it's not like I ain't got any more wires. My phone is red hot today. Absolutely roasting. Slightly thicker gauge. This will take an amp easily. I mean, other than take an amp, it just got to be a little bit warm. Flip this back on there. Flip that back on there. Power supply back on. There you go. So that's 1 volt, which is dropping down to half. What's that getting wound now? Oh, that's that coil. That's where I'm soldered onto. So that's the only thing which is glowing up the entire board. I can see something. It's the coil. Yeah. But that's the only thing which is getting a bit. And what's that up there? Which way? Just spotted that. It's constant. It's not a pulsing current. No, it's bad. Just give me 2 ticks again, guys. Sorry, last person at the door, or another person at the Sorry about that, gents. Another two dropped off. Yeah, so let's me just catch up on chat. It may be dropping a lot of current, so we've done that. Yeah, high resistance, okay, not a wire. Well, now what you can see, yeah, I can see something. What I can see is the coil getting hot. Why would that coil be getting hot? Coil's obviously not going to ground. Am I being a bit stupid here? Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Why the coil's getting hot? Do you think I should just change the Shall I change to up here? So I'm other side at MOSFETs. Yeah. But you'd think it wouldn't be some. I know it's going to take at least past. So shall I go up here where it's so that's going to be mainly because it was a big place I could solder a wire to, James. Because we wanted to test other side at board and I couldn't find that, so it was just basically to yeah, to do that. Where do we think? Do we think up here then? Yep. Not negative wire. No, negative is on. This is positive wire. This is ground on USB socket. On casing of that. So what we're thinking? Are we thinking up here? Because that's up here is obviously that's its own track, isn't it? So that's yeah. No worries at all. No worries at all. I'm thinking that I go just up here. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up there. Get a blobber solder on there and just see. That pad down there, we're just drinking heat. The coil, drinking it. I mean, if that coil's still act like Blackpool, we know it's an issue there. Power supply back on. So similar sort of thing. Apart from the wire, good news is the coil. Ooh. Now again, it's. I'm going to slow this down because I'm concerned that I'm flicking out all over and I'm not giving the camera a chance to. So that's where the wire's connected. That was the coil before. Let me get me poker, which is cooler. This is where the coil was before. The wire was before, so it's clearly. There's no heat in. There's a bit of heat coming in GPU, but nothing. Get the macro lens off so we can come a bit further out. The only thing here is now this is GPU. I mean, there's a slight heat spot at the bottom of the GPU, but nothing really. I mean, what's that? 1 volt. 1 volt. So it's 0.8 of an amp, 0.9 of an amp. So it's not like it's big current. I'm getting a flash or something up there, right at the top of the board. Everyone see that tiny little flash or something up there? When I was doing that. Macro lens back. This one here. I don't think there's anything there at all. Yeah, heat spot on the GPU. Everything's leading itself to GPU. Everything's leading itself to GPU. There is. Do we just up the current a bit, do you think? Or do we disable GPU? Not more current. No more current. It's an amp. Nothing seems to be attracting any heat. I mean, if we follow these back, these definitely go to where we were soldering on for the power, and you've got to assume that that's going under there. These power supply is for VRAM. These two up here. So are we thinking disabling it by... Well, easiest way to disable it, from what I can see there, is going to be taking off the taking off all them coils. But I mean, there's several coils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coils. Remove the coils. Yeah, I think that's the only way of doing it, isn't it? And just see if we can get the laptop to post. Get the coils off. Move that up a bit as well. Might give me a bit more headspace. Yeah, let's take this wire off then. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use hot air though, because I think if we're taking that many off, and this pad is so big, it's just absolutely. I could, yeah. I mean, it might be a damn sight easier. That pad's so big, I'm just gonna use hot air and wipe it off with that. Right, tweeze. Get my tweezers out. I'll be happy for hot air today. Absolutely freezing in this office. Need to knock my airspeed up a bit. Won't get an asthmatic frog out of bed, don't. Right, before we do this then, let's just recap, let's regroup. So, I think the plan is to take these coils off to see if we've still got a short on this side of the board, and then we can ascertain whether it's the GPU or... Sorry if you can hear the air thing. I'm right in thinking that low resistance on GPU, because we've got 0 ohms basically. So if we remove the GPU coils, we'll basically take this side of the board away from this side of the board. Only thing left on this side of the board is GPU. So if I've still got a 0 ohm short here, we're thinking it's GPU. If we've got it at that side, we know it's drivers or MOSFETs. I'm right in thinking that. Yeah, low resistance is mega low though. We're not talking me leads. I mean, if I go ground to ground, look at that. So we've got 0.3 ohms ground to ground. Ground to coil, it's near on the same. I think it's unreadable sometimes. This feels normal. 0 ohms and 0 difference between Am I? You think that could be okay? Wow. I know they're low resistance, but I would expect to not see. I mean, for all intents and purposes, that's a dead short. Okay. So if we're thinking that's that, then where do we go from here? Because injecting voltage is pulling current. We can't see what's getting hot. If we're not going to disable GPU to see if it disappears, we've got no voltage to board. Power supply is just not putting anything through at all. Let's just double check that, because I don't think we checked that, but let's just double check that. Let's just plug this in. Check some voltages in. I'm going to have to work off customer supply, because we've already ascertained I haven't got the correct whatchamacallit for this. So let's just get a ground on here. And nothing on that coil. Nothing there. Nothing there. I don't think I'm going to get any voltages at all. Main power, I will do, yeah. Let me just check these voltages. I don't think we've... so we've got 20 volts coming in. Yeah, we've not got... I've got some heat coming off something then. Right, so we've got no power on any coils. My main resistance to the board. Ground. $44 ohms. Zoom out a tad so you can see what I'm doing. I think that's just behind. Look what that thing is. So main power rail, 45 ohms. Do you think it might be this MOSFET on the back? See what that MOSFET reads then. Get it into diode mode and flip it over. Continuity. Let me just check continuity, because it's easy for me to check then. Because this is going to be ground. I've got no short on there. No short there. 25 ohms resistance on the current sense. Which is not zero. I've got mega ohms there. Mega ohms there, which is going to replicate here. Yeah. Yeah. I think the MOSFET side of it is looking okay. Okay, so if we put GPU to one side, that we say less than 0.02 of an ohm is okay on GPU to ground. No, 0 ohms not on main power rail. yeah, so that's okay. So what? How much are you thinking? Just 1 volt, or do you want me to go with a little bit higher? Because obviously that's a 19-volt circuit, isn't it? Put you on pause 1 second, gents. Okie dokie, I'm back. Just got something picking up. I'm as busy as Andy. Start at 1 volt, 1 volt, and see what happened. Let's knock that back down then. Let's get a good ground on here. And we will stick it back to that view there. And we'll go to zoom number 1. And we'll see where we go on here. So we'll get a ground on there. I have got somebody just popping to collect that laptop I was telling you about earlier. Anybody listening early with that one? So yeah, we pick that one up. So I will be just handing that over in a few ticks when they arrive. The current sensor resistor sat down here, 1 volt, and see where it is. Right, so you're pulling. You see what we're pulling on current sensor resistor? Yeah, pulling that on current sensor resistor. So, what is that? Because it's a short, do you think? We'll test that on thermal camera. See where that is. 870 milliamps. Yeah, it seems like a lot on a 1 volt. We're only injecting 1 volt into current sensor. I'm going to hand this laptop to this customer. Just one tick again, guys. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. It's busy this morning. Busy. Let's have a look. Should see that on camera. Yeah, I should see that on camera. Let me pull my thermal imaging camera up. Let's get this back on. Get the macro lens off so we've got a wide angle, and let's re-inject a little bit of Courant and see where we're going on here. So just injecting onto the current sensor resistor. Quite a lot of reflections on here. Something illuminating up there? No. Maybe. Turn it off. Now, it is something, it's not dissipating heat quickly enough. Could well be something on the other side of the board. Right, that's where I'm injecting, so it's nothing that I can see on this side of the board. Now let's just flip the board over. And I'm just going to tack a wire on there so I can do it on camera and so we all can see what's what and what's happening. Of course, there's nothing worse when somebody's doing something and you can't see what they're doing. Well, holder's a bit stinky. Get my wire tacked down there so I can put my clip on it. Pop that back in there, pop that back over there, and we should be good to go. Flip the board over. Up there. Stick a volt in and a bit of current. Same place, we're injecting. Nothing apart from that GPU again. No, well, I did ask whether he disconnected the battery, and he believes he didn't. But strangely enough, the battery connector is broke. It's one with a little metal clasp over down here, and it's that. So we're getting nothing at 1 volt. Getting nothing. This is a 19 volt rail. Can we just up the voltage, do you think, a little bit, and just see if we can spark it into revealing its secrets? Yeah, I'm just thinking if we go up to 5 volts and see where that sits us. It's a 19 volt rail I'm injecting to, so actually let's go to 3. We'll start at 3 because worst case now, if there is a connection through 3.3, yeah, I'm just thinking do 3, see what that reveals. If we get anywhere, brill. If not, we're just gonna have to start moving up a little bit. So let's get that back on there. Pulling a little bit more current now, so I'm just gonna knock the current down a tad. Just see where we are. That's current sense resistor for battery. Is that battery? Well, the current sense resistor there, but that's not particularly getting well. Yeah, the only thing what's still getting a bit of a glow. Yeah, we've got ultra low resistance on GPU, Carthor. Ultra low. But as chat's pointed out, that could be normal. And check this side of the board as well, just to make sure. That could be normal. And I'm talking 0.02 of an ohm resistance. A lot of reflected, yeah. Nothing showing on that.
If the MOSFET to GPU is shorted, you will measure 0 ohms on main board power rail. You have 4. Yeah, because it would be same supply, wouldn't it? The only thing what is getting a little bit any type of heat signature is GPU. And these are obviously these where we were looking before. The same heat signature on the main power rail is coming up at the bottom corner of the GPU as when we were injecting up here on power rail for that. If they had battery connected already on, I suppose if they've took it out at an angle or shorted a couple of data pins, could that be that? I don't know. If they've been a bit, I won't say clumsy, but if they've not been as careful as they could have been. Now 24 ohms. And it was 45 ohms on main power rail, 24 ohms on VRAM. I've got nothing else at replicating ohmage. Yeah, always RAM, SSD, and screen is a must. Power and battery. Saw somebody on YouTube the other day doing a quick screen repair, and they just disconnected it with battery on. With battery on. Sorry, and it was like, what? Right, 24.4. That power rail there, where we were injecting second lot of 1 amp voltage when we thought it was GPU. Up here, blinking red board, you can't see how. We're injecting voltage here second time because we started injecting down here on this coil, and then we said let's move it because that coil was getting hot. So we started injecting voltage up here, which looks like it's fed into these MOSFETs, which has obviously got its output into these coils. Now, that coil was getting hot. If these are dual... Oh, sorry, I see. Do beg your pardon, gents. Yeah, missed that one. That's why it's a good one. It's always looking at add some twice. Anything scenes you've done it? Yeah, sorry. What I was saying, thanks, Carthor. Second time round, we injected voltage here because we did start injecting down here on this coil because that's where we've got 0.02 of an ohm to ground. So less than half an ohm to ground. When we looked at this trace obviously linked to here, which goes in here, which obviously I think these were switching pins from when I worked on one the other day. I can't quite remember, but obviously this is the output, and then outputs here. Now, when we injected there, we were getting hot coil. When we injected here, we weren't getting a hot coil, but you'd think if it was a shorted MOSFET, one of these would be going to ground, one of these would be getting warm, but it didn't. And I'm just wondering whether one of these coils have gone. If it's a dual packet, half and half, can they actually kind of fail just one half and one half goes to ground? So the output goes to ground, not necessarily the input to ground. Hence why that is still reading 24 ohms. Just go with me on me thinking here. if we look at the ohmage there, which is 24 ohms, so that's not really going to ground, which is, I'm just testing the VRM coil now, which we just tested a second ago, and that is 24 ohms. So that is replicating that. So that and the VRM are on the same circuit. So I do think it's something on this side, because the ohmage from that side to that side resistance is considerably different. So can one of these MOSFETs here fail on the output to ground, not necessarily the input to ground? Am I making sense there? I mean, it could have overheated. The paste is that dry. What is that noise? Could be a dog barking, I guess. It's the dog barking. Andy helped me set it up at the weekend, and the first sound I came across was a dog barking, so we chose a dog barking due to the fact that I've got a little dog. Yeah, I think we were going to remove the coils. I think EDM. Yeah, so it could have failed on one side, dual MOSFET, James. That's what I'm thinking. And it's failed on the output. Still think, do you know, for the 2 minutes that it'll take to literally take these off, yeah, why don't I just pop them off with hot air? Big components are going to be easy to get on and off, and then test again, because that's certainly going to disconnect the MOSFETs away from the GPU. I'm lost, but hey, that's why we do it, isn't it? To see where we are. So yeah, it's my train set. Not that I know what. Oh dear. Let's go back to original. Let's just pop these off. They're easy enough to get on and off. Full circle. Change my. I'm going to change. Ouch. I will go to a microscope, not see. I'm just burning my hand on me. I just change my nozzle, because my nozzle's a bit small. I've got my tiny one on because I was doing a bit different at work yesterday. So get this booted back up, and we have air. So I want them off quick, so I'm going to come in at 450 on 50% air, and we'll just see if we can get them off. Because these were just drinking. If you're lost, it doesn't leave much out for me. These were drinking heat with these when I was taking them off a few seconds ago. Well, I'm going to lift the legs, but obviously we're taking chip off now. Certainly a high current line, 6 coils. They don't want anything fluctuating on there, do they? Want some stabilisation of nice currents coming through. That's the last one coming up. That's all that off. Thermal pads to the rescue. That's going down. We certainly don't want any imbalance of current and stabilisation of it. Big reservoir, big pool of current. Ah, bugger. That's really hot. Got one of these Wolf Box coolers. I've got a couple actually. slightly different models. I've had this about, one not left about 3-4 years. I got this one a couple of months back. Must say I prefer the original as opposed to the updated one. This feels really, I don't know, if I had to take a stab at it, I'd say this is a copy. It's not, because I got it direct, but check the main power rail. Yeah, I will do. I'm just going to cool board down with these. So excellent for cooling down. They just a little bit noisy. The board is extremely toasty. As you would imagine, trying to get enough heat into the board to try and do this. If you can, worms, I think they still do it. Like I was saying, this one, I got this on Amazon. That's the one it is, and it's the F31 model, as opposed to that. The one on the right, the Wolf Box one. Considering this is the market leader, which comes out really high in torque tests, independent testing, which is a YouTube channel. If anybody wants to look at that, it's really good. The one on the left, I find amazing, really good. It feels like it's got so much more volume of air than that one, even though they're both supposedly the same thing. I bought this as a Wolf Box, but I think it's probably a different make. Looking at it. That one is substantially better. It's about 3 years old. That it really does kick out a bit of air. The only downside is these heads here are these are magnetic, and they do fall off. These are a kind of a twist lock. But to try and help the airflow, I've had to put a small nozzle on, just to try and focus it a little bit. But yeah, that one highly recommend. That one I still recommend, but they're the same price. But as you can see, the battery and everything, that one I just really like. I use that for clearing all sorts out, from blowing systems out and everything. Really does have some volume of air as well. Anyway, I digress. We're going to check that ohmage now, aren't we? Resistance. I'm just going to zoom down onto here. Good afternoon, good morning, good welcome to everybody if you are joining in. I'm just trying to diagnose this customer change RAM on a on the motherboard, and the laptop now will not post or boot. So we have, that's better, because we had, this is GPU side, that's going up. That is going up. That is a positive sign, because I know we were saying that you can have ultra low resistance, but we were reading a dead short. We were reading that before. Why is my... Why is my meter? I'm going to change my probes, gentlemen, because I'm concerned those probes are not doing me any favours. That ones which came with it, I'm just going to put my old probes back in out of my other meter, because they should not be reading 8 ohms of resistance. Yeah, so that's more like it. I've got my old probes back in now. So right, so that's still reading a dead short on that side. There is a difference in resistance one side to next. Let me reboot my meter. Man, it's doing me head in this. I'm just... Yeah, the didn't seem to want to be a Y connect. So ground to ground, 0. Ground to there, 0. Ground to there. Voltage DC. Because I've rebooted meter. Bloody hell. Ground to ground, 0.2. Lead to lead. Yeah. So we've now got got 1 ohm short on the input, just under 1 ohm. On the output, we've got a direct short. Yeah, I know. I've not had a problem with that. I've been really impressed. It's the 01 XDM 1241. So yeah, it's not 1 ohm, but it's less than an ohm, isn't it? That's yeah, it's 990 something K. That's still present, and that's still present. Main power rail. Main power rail is still showing it same as what it was before. Yes, that main power rail down here, still showing it 40, 50 ohms. It showed 600 volt. Wow. It's not even close, that is it? From a 12 volt line. It'd be a bit worried if you suddenly measured 600 volt on a 12 volt line, and didn't see any magic smoke anyway. I think that, I mean, board's still cooling down. I think the resistance up there is okay. Just get the microscope up. We'll be able to. So on the output of those, we've got 1 ohm, so we're okay. On the input, which is this side, we've got 24 ohms. That's on the input side. So I think we're okay on that. I can't see any of those shorting on the input side. I mean, they might have shorted on the output side, but I doubt it with a 1 ohm resistance, 1k ohm resistance, that that's an issue. I still think it's this side where we've got the issue, because we're still showing down here 0.33, but we've now disconnected GPU. So should we see if the laptop posts at all? It's worse when the other way around, 12 volt and a 240. Dangerous. Yeah, I suppose when you think about it, that is a thing, because that does lull you into something it shouldn't be. Carl is known to extreme. He does. He keeps telling me to put 60 volts down things. Will it post? Will it post? Will it post? Will it post? I'm just going to be interested to see whether we can get any. I can't connect it up to my supply because I just don't have the. Tell you what I will do, to be daring, so we can see what's happening with the voltage. I'll just inject 19 volts on power adapter. Sorry, I'll inject at 19 volts, not injecting 19 volts, because we all know you can't inject voltage. You can only inject current. I keep forgetting. Let's whack this up and see where we go. That'll do. You say no. $80. I want to make sure I'm injecting into the right place so it doesn't go pop, because we don't like things when it goes bang. They scare me. Both of them are connected together. So I'm thinking I just inject either of those two pins there and we should be good to go. So what we're thinking. Ooh. No GPU connected. We've disconnected that with the coils up here. Let's see where we go. Let's put a bit of under load. That's why it's sparking. It will not work. Why won't it work? Before I do it, why won't it work? Ah, yeah, well, it's not taking, I thought you meant it won't post. It's not taking any current anyway. That's it connected now, and we can see from meter, which is decided to stop working, that it's not working anyway. So yeah, so it's not that. So yeah, 19 volts down here, no current draw, not even attempting to do anything current wise. I don't think we found fault either. I still think we've got a short somewhere, because the voltage on the current sense resistor there is still not right. So let's just test the resistance there. 22 ohms. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to inject one. Well, we were down at 1 volt before, if you remember, Worms, and it would take in quite a bit of. We'd got right up to 3 volts. I think we'd 3.5 volts. So we'll go back to where we left off on that. We're checking on this side of the board. So we'll get back to 3.5 volts. It's taking 1 amp. Thermal camera. So it can't be GPU anymore, because GPU has got no physical connection now. So it can't be GPU taking 1 amp, because we've disconnected GPU by removing coils. So there must be something else taking all that juice. Have a look at the other side of the board. Okie dokie, Charles. You don't have to be quiet on our behalf. I think I saw something glowing at the top. Okay. On the other side of the board, there's quite a lot of reflection. I'll just quickly, or slowly should I say, move over. This is back of the board. And I'll try and stop to let the if I get any heat reflections, because obviously then it'll calibrate itself a little bit. And there's obviously some heat reflections on there. I can't see anything on this side of the board at all. That up there, which is, I think what you're referring to, is there's just a lot of heat reflections. That's GPU, that still, but GPU is not connected. I think it's just heat reflections on here. Yeah, there's a uniform. Yeah, CPU's getting... There's no heat I can feel. Let's put it like that. No heat I can feel. But we thought we saw something at the top of the board. Okay. This is the UTI 2060B Pro camera, if anyone's interested, which one I am using. Nice handheld camera. I've got the Thermal Master P1 as well. I still need to do one. Hi Mickey, or Mick. Sorry, not Mickey. I know people don't prefer Mickey. Yeah, that's GPU at the moment. CPU is focused on there. There's no heat signature on CPU at all. I'm just... There's only GPU again. There is a trace of heat in video RAM. Oh, right there. Whether I'm feeling that or... Why ain't thermal camera picking this up? Right, if there was anywhere on the board, if you look at my right-hand side of the screen, if there's anywhere on the board that I can noticeably feel a difference in heat, it's where I've got my hand. So it is on GPU side. There is nowhere else. The thermal camera is just not differentiating any temperatures there. Yeah, GPU is definitely warmer. Definitely warmer. Are we just dancing around the inevitable that it's GPU? I'm talking slight differences there. That's pushing 3 volts. What's that? What's that? What's that? That might be something. Let's just get the... I mean, there's still a bit of heat on the... I will do. Just let me just have a look at this careful, but yes, we will come back to that. It's just not getting anything at one volt. That's the problem. That's the problem. We're just not getting anywhere. I thought I saw something coming to life up here. Just where there's a couple of MOSFETs in between the clusters of dots. The dots are solder balls. You see that one? You just focus. I'll try and get it in center of screen. I'm going to touch the thing. 3, 2, 1. Off. That's getting wham. That's what you were saying before, Sparta. That's all right. So let's just focus down on that one. And I think this is on the... that's it there. That is the MOSFET driver for the VRAM, isn't it? Yeah, might be that one. GPU's not hot. It's 2 to 3 degrees hotter than ambient, and it's probably, I don't know, 15, 16 degrees in my office at the moment. So it's not like it's hot. But that one there is looking more like the culprit. If we can just get a bit of a clean. Can we see that drying off when it's had a bit of a drink? We can see it pulsing as I'm just tapping the. None of the caps, is it? If the high side is shorted, then all the voltage went through the VRAM. Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's shorted that when he's done it, because he's that battery and if we can see the part number more clearly on there. Let's do the colouring. Just give it a wipe over with our magic wiper. Put the board round so we can see what we're doing, and we can get that under camera. Get right angle so we can read it. So it's an AL, an 8 or a B, do we think? Actually, these are so. ALB03NX. Alpha Lima. Don't know if that's a Bravo or an 8. All like they're identical in fairness. I don't think that's high side. I think these are in parallel. Yeah, it's we think, James, I know you've been up on the phone. I will quickly show you what we believe it is, just so we've got proof of concept yet again. Just look at the camera. You see that as I'm touching? Got a heartbeat. It's got a heartbeat. It's pulsing. And it's that right hand side one. There is 28 people sat in chat. If you've not hit like and subscribe, very much appreciate it if anybody is there. Sorry to bleat on about it, guys, for the regular listeners. But we think it's something like 50% of my viewers aren't regular subscribers. So yeah, do repeat myself. So that's the same chip, the left and right. It is this one over here. What is failed? But that. Just spare me 2 seconds, guys, because my phone is ringing and I just need to grab it.
Sorry, gents. Just need to text this customer. This new iPhone is terrible. You press wrong button, it rings people instead of doing what it should do. So I think they broke iOS 8.26 or whatever. It's not been good. So we are sat down here looking at these. So I can't remember what I'd said. So yeah, this one here is the one which has failed. But looking, this is in, get off. I think these are in. Yeah, you're getting okay. Thanks. Why could we not see it before? I don't know why we couldn't see it before. I wonder if it's because it was taking something down through the coils. I don't know, balancing it out. Yeah, Apple. I've had Apple, iPhone, whatever. I think I had original iPhone. I don't change often. I came from a 13 or a 14 to this one. I only got it because my new thermal camera didn't work in it. But I've done exactly the same car though, which I'll come on to in a minute. Normally, you get your new iPhone, you log into iCloud, half an hour later, whatever, it's set up identical to the same. It's transferred all your usernames, all your passwords, all your apps, your photos, your videos, everything. This one, it's transferred my apps and my photos. I've had to re-input all my usernames and passwords because it's not come across right. It's not logged in right. My email address passwords weren't there. And I've got 13 email addresses. What it felt like I had. It's just not done it. And also, I keep turning torch on because there's a third button on it, which is crazy. I keep turning camera on because there's a side button on there, which I suppose will be useful. I don't know. They just seem to have broke it. It seems to have gone. But I've done the same because on my previous one, if you pressed the Siri button 3, 4, 5 times or whatever, which was the lock button, it called emergency services. It called 999 in UK. And I went, I'm really sorry. You can't then hang up. It doesn't let you hang up until it's answered because it's done it on an emergency thing with the phone because it thinks you need help. So they had to answer, and quite rightly, the woman was very stroppy with me. Well, you better control it. I did it completely by accident, and I said, look, I'm really sorry, it's a new phone, I didn't realise it did it. But I just thought, yeah. But yeah, this one's same. But I just don't like operating system of Android. Just don't like it at all. There's a lot of, in my view, there's a lot of security issues with Android, and everything else which goes with it. But yeah, just something about. I like the touch and feel of can't really see of the it's the 17 Pro Max I've gone for, but I do like it. I have broke my screen already, or my screen protector, should I say. We both see there's a chip in there on that side, but it has got a screen protector on. But yeah, you get a magic button here which launches camera. You get a third button on this side, volume up, volume down. I keep pressing that and it keeps turning torch on, and then you've got your lock button. Does feel really nice. And the UAG cases, I've had them on last 3 or 4 phones, but yeah, it's what it is. My dog here has decided to say, "Bring me ball. Go outside. Go park. Say you had much more, it'd be unscrewed. Go park. Go for a walk. Very soon." So we'll take that in a little while. Yeah, so I'm not all over the new ISO. I can reallocate that button there. You get a choice of what you want it to do. I've actually chose torch because there were none other functions that I particularly wanted on that button. It's a press button, not a click or anything like that. So you can reallocate it. So I think you press and hold it, and as you can see, the torch comes on. Because I don't know about you guys, but I use the torch quite often for whatever reason, whether I'm sticking my head in somewhere where there's no light, like a computer, or something like that. The camera button you can't reallocate, I don't think.
that just launches the camera straight up. And then it'll take photos. So supposing that in one sense I've turned it more into a usability feature as the dedicated kind of camera and shutter button, because they realise a lot of people do that. They're trying to look for ways to make it different to last phone, trying to drag people from other things. So you can't knock them for that. But typical Apple, they've probably done something which has been on Android for 10 years and then called it a revolution, and look what we've invented, even though all we've done is pick a Samsung Galaxy i9 or whatever they are up and said, oh, we like that, let's develop it on there for that. So anyway, going back to this, I'm just thinking, and this is just a thought out of the blue, if we remove this one there, because they look to be in parallel, whether it will post. So let me check the resistance between those pins there and there, just to see if these are connected. I can see those are, because they're all on the same rail. Oh right, it's one of those, is it? I certainly will not. I might have one. Don't know, because I gave all my motherboards away a while ago. I'll probably not get any spares. Right, that's connected to there. And if that one's connected, they are clearly in parallel. Get my little probes on. No, well they'll be gates anyway. Those, won't they? Yeah, hot one, pulsating. It was breathing. It was pulsing. Ooh, it was doing that. So all well and good. All well and good. So I'm going to whip that MOSFET off under the microscope and just see where we go from there, because it's obviously getting wound. If we take it off and just see if it... We don't want to be melting that, do we? Put a little cover on it. What did you get in your sandwich? I had a piece of toast this morning. I'm terrible for carbs at the moment. Eating far too much bread. Far too much bread. So we've got that taken off. This is the Atan ST862D, if anybody's wondering. Tuna. Most musical fish in the ocean. Is it tuna? Now here's a question for you. What do you mix your tuna with? I do it with salad cream and a bit of mayonnaise. But I know some people just use it raw, as in nothing. And some people like it with vinegar. Vinegar! Ugh. I didn't leave it on long enough, mainly because we were putting 3 volts through to get it to light up. I didn't really want to do it because it's on GPU rail. Yeah, Oldham just highlighted it because it was pulsing on and off. So it's kind of off now anyway. So I'm going to give that a quick blow with my blowing device. Just to give it a quick cool off, and then we'll test that short, because we had a 25 ohm short on those VRM coils there, which we all thought was a little bit strange as well. My dog is sat in my office trying to tempt me, playing with the ball, keeps throwing it at me. So, see what we've got on these coils now. Let's test that coil. I'm just going to zoom out so we can see a little bit better. Tuna and cheese panini. Oh, do like a bit of tuna. It's cat food. Yeah, it was me. It was me doing it on and off. I was just tapping. I didn't want to leave it on long, so I was just tapping the ground on and off. because I've got the positive connected with wired. That's how I sometimes feel when I start with diagnostic worms. Do I just take everything off and see which one fixes the problem? Hey, maybe it does. Let's just see if we've still got a 20. Right, I've still got 22 ohms. A little bit different on there. So connect the bench supply back up and see if we're still drawing a lot of current like we were before. We're drawing nearly 2 amps. I'd whacked it up to. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So is the supply thing's working? Well, that's good. Before, when we were doing that, we were knocking it up to 2 amps. So that is now good. I think that's a positive there. I think we're looking good, good, good. Yeah, put coils back on and test. I'm just going to test directly on the whatchamacallit. Morning juice. No, is it afternoon? Afternoon juice. Afternoon. That's better. That is so much better. That voltage before, I think we'll find that board is booting. I'm just injecting voltage straight on the DC input. I'm not getting any heat so far. Oh, something's getting incredibly hot, and it's one of these. Don't know which one it was, but something is getting incredibly hot. Might have to just be quick with this. So we're looking at the power rail MOSFETs for the. It felt like a GPU one. Oh, can we see that? Whatever that chip is up there. Whatever that chip is there. I'm going to touch it and pulse it. You see it? Ooh. Are you seeing what I'm seeing on this? There's a little cap right at the very top. Yeah, there's definitely two things. Bloody camera's gone off, sorry. I do everything through webcams because I've got a bodged setup. And sometimes they go off. I need to change. I've got another called a Osbot for my PSU camera, but I'm wanting to change the PSU camera. Right, can you see? You can see it now, 19.9. You'll see that when I touch the positive on, It is drawing current. It's drawing half an amp, but they're getting that. What we're looking at is getting immensely hot up here. I got a big bar. Yeah, got a big bar. Right, so let's go back to microscopal. There is 2 heat spots on here. I think one's a phantom spot because this is obviously getting warm, and I'm unsure whether maybe one of these is, or is that just getting because it's an output, and if it's a resistor, it'll just be trying to deal with everything that it's getting. I don't know. I guess should get on resistance mode. This is a power rail, main power rail, or do you think that's ground? No, it's not ground because it'd be a link to that, wouldn't it? No, it's not. There, my fingers working now. I'm just not putting anything in. So it's on their mark. Thank you very much. Anyway, but it is on there. It's a webcam showing the showing that, but I'm not putting any current in at the moment. I've got the probe here. It's not connected to anything. The negative is you'll see it in bottom right hand corner of the screen that I've got the negative on, but the positive is there. See that? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a. I think that's ground. The one running right along the top is ground, isn't it? Yeah. So these must be pull down resistors. So that looks okay. That looks a bit low for a resistor. I don't like these probes at all. That look low. Yeah, this IC is getting hot when I put current in. It's 80 degrees. Yeah, it could be 0 ohm. Yeah, you're probably right. Could be 0 ohm. They look that looks fine. There was something else on this top corner. I don't really want to put it on too long, but we will. Let's give it a drink and see if we can highlight it with. Let me just move my shaky webcam down, my shaky microscope down a bit, because I'll get a better. It's needing a fair bit of resurrecting. Give it a drink, and I'll get a bit of voltage on here, a bit of current. So, gonna tap current on here. Yeah, wow. I don't think there's any mistaking. Right, mouse one, do you think? Well, it's that pad there. Can you? I don't know if come down a little bit further, just give us a maximum benefit of light. I know it's shaky cam. Shaky cam. It's about the best we're going to make it for that. If you keep an eye on these pads here, this side of pad, when I'm just going to touch it now, 3, 2, 1, touching. Can you just see it? It's definitely that, but the IC is getting toasty as well. Is the IC getting toasty because I think the IC is gone? See where it's getting warm instantly. This is going on to power connector. This is main power rail. Not going anywhere other than DC jack. and it's a 19-volt circuit, isn't it? So it's straight onto DC jack. I very much doubt. Yeah, we're not getting. It's not triggering MOSFETs or anything like that, is it? That's the problem, being that low down. We're not going to get right. We've got to pretend we've got a power supply in it. 2 seconds, gents. Another customer at the door. I'll just put you on pause. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okie. Sorry, guys. Just another one dropped off. So, are we thinking that it's this? If you remove the MOSFET, we won't need a driver. Multi-purpose phase control. Is that what it is? Sorry, I'd left it like that. I didn't leave it tuned in. Sorry, gents. So what we're saying, if we remove this, okay, this will be, oh crikey, about 10th thing we've removed from this board. So good news is we've got a lot of spare parts. Let's get that off then. So this is just going to hopefully not move the problem somewhere else. Right, with the other collection of bits that I am congregating from this laptop. Let that cool down a second. Start but one post. What's the multi-phase controller do? Do you think that'll be the CPU and the GPU? Is that what we're thinking? Yeah. If it's GPU, we've already disconnected GPU anyway, because we've disconnected the dog. Yes, dog. We've disconnected the coils anyway. But GPU's out of the equation now. Just wondering why that wasn't showing up too much before, but I suppose we weren't injecting voltage in the same manner as we were before anyway. Well, we've took a MOSFET off there, which was GPU related. So okay, let's see where we are now. So we've got make sure camera's working. Let's put a bit of about right 19.5, and let's see. Right, still pulling current. I think this is going to be another issue. There's still something pulling a lot of current there. 10 minutes till I have to climb my stairs. I'm just going to have a look there, see if there's something pulling more current than I want to give it. So I'm going to knock that current right down. Put a bit of equalizing spray on it. To give it a bit more current than that, because it oh, now look what's getting out. That other MOSFET. Well, that's a good question. What happened to this laptop? I think it's a bit more than what was divulged. Now it's that. That's me pulsing on and off. Yeah, it was well. Told it was working before memory upgrade, but you won't buy memory unless it were working anyway, would you? You could be quite right, Carthor. Just because there's only one thing left on that circuit now, I'm going to take that off. Not that I think this is going to sort the problem. I'm going to take that off and see what else then gets hot. Because I think the problem will move to something else, and I think we're chasing something rather than anything else. So let me let's whip this off. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. Didn't think it was going to be anywhere near as awkward as it's proving to be. But some things are more tricky than others. I did say to Andy I'll only stream until 12. So, yeah, I'm warmer packed. I'm warmer packed. I am going to set a hard limit because I do think this. If this doesn't solve it, we're probably going to call this a no fix because I can't afford to spend any more time on this. To do that. So So yeah, I don't know. Are you in chat, Andy? Don't know if he is. But what I might do is obviously move everyone across if that's the case. All I'll attempt to. It's we've never done it before, but we'll attempt to. I think that's cool enough, in fairness, to just to give the current a try. So I'm just going to tap the current onto the ground, just see what we're drawing. But I think we're drawing, but not a great deal. Not good drawing anything. So we seem to have solved the Sean, good afternoon, Sean. On the wires come off and it's not, so we're okay. So now on the power in, it's fixed. It's alive. It's alive. Nowhere near alive. So these are VRM for GPU. I'm going to pop the multi-controller back on, because that could be CPU and GPU related. If that is CPU and GPU related, it might just bring the computer back to life, because what it might do is enable the CPU to post. I doubt it, because I do think it's probably one step too far for it, but we will see. Burning my fingers. Oh, soon, sorry guys. Get a bit of magic liquid on there. Yeah. Don't think it'll post without that. So this is just good practice for getting it back together anyway. But I do think it's had its day, this one. Come on. Let that sit a second just to solidify, and then I'll put a bit of downward pressure on and just looks good to me. Hot. Yeah, a bit down the board. I think I said at the start of the stream, I'm not that keen on subs. So I don't know what everyone else's view is on them. Find them very flaky, probably the right word. They just never seem to want to repair. I think from memory, I might have given James, when he got some stuff off me, probably about 3 or 4 of these boards. They will seem a little bit worse for wear, just a little bit less than capable at repairing. Not James, I mean the board. Yeah, rewind it and watch it back. expertly put back on. All the legs are connected and everything. But I'm feeling the same. So we've got 19 volts going on DC port. We have current. I guarantee it's that again. I guarantee it's that driver again. Getting warm, because that's the same current as we had before. Yeah. You see the top spot though? Just above it. That's a short somewhere. Because what's getting warm? It's a pad. It's a pad getting warm. Oh, no, that's why. Look at that. Who put them there? Who put them there? Come on, Carl, you should have spotted that. Yeah, I don't think this is going to have anything to do with whether it's working or not. I still think it's going to draw too much current. They like worms. And smoke is not good for you. It's important magic smoke. I don't smoke. Yeah, thanks for coming, worms. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye, worms. Here we go. Which bit do you mean? Burning myself or trying to get them little tiny resistors back on or off? I think what I'd done, I'd put the I'd been too excited getting the cooling thing back on to set some heat out of the board, and just pulled them off. But they're all back in now. That pad here, by the way, was an empty pad anyway. It was empty when we started, and it's still empty now, which is good. We don't want any spare parts, do we? We'll just give that a little bit of a cool. We can see that that's just 19 volts into DC port. So the positive on that, put that chip back on. I put that chip back on correctly. So I suppose that's one positive, that all the data was out there. I didn't think I put it on right. You can see me. I'm just touching. I don't want it to try, but it's jumping right up very, very quickly. Tell you what. And I've just spotted this. And I'm going to try and zoom down again on this. So shaky cam coming back. Shaky cam, shaky cam, shaky cam. Because this might be important. And I think I might have just cracked the case. All for worms disappearing. So we're going to zoom in because ouch, close up on that corner. Toothbrush. What I was saying, gentlemen, is there is a heat spot on here. And I think the heat spot, and I'm going to try and demonstrate it to you. See where I've just put that there? Just watch that IPA. A little bit more on, evaporated off by the time I've got set up. Watch the IPA. You see it? I know it's warming the chip, but that veer. See that veer pulsing? I think that veer has got a short on it, and it shouldn't have a short on it. Wherever that via goes to, yeah, but it's megohms, isn't it? That via, whatever you want to call it, is megohms. Well, not megohms. Is I'm doing through paint, Anna. It's 2-3 ohms, something like that. Yeah. Put back on scope because there are things on this other side. It's whether I can find which one it blinking is. Because there's a ton of stuff on this side of the board. Ignore the discolorization, that's just me. The pads and whatnot. Right, this is going to be a bit of backwards and forwards here, gentlemen. So, so we've got one via there, and then a space. So it'll be middle one of them 4. Yeah, could do. I think it's that one. Because when we flip board over, that's the left one, and then that's that one, and there's 2 over there. But I think it's that. And am I imagining things, or does that look a little bit burnt as well? Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? We're nearly dead and buried this. Nearly dead and buried it. Let's just test that. 2K. We're not sure which one it is. But it's basically that what we took off earlier here. Notice the via right up here, James, was also getting hot. We're just going to test it. We've got double there and then that one. So we're gonna see which one it is. But that on the other side of the board, we believe. Small mark on it so I can see there. Right, I'll give me some idea of where it is. No idea at all. It's that 2K resistor. It's that 2K resistor. So that's where that via comes out. Good question. Yeah. Their IPA. I think it's got a hole in it, if I'm being honest. Can't really see. Definitely not. Looks like 2R2. Yeah, 2R2. I think it's 2R2. It's the multi-phase controller on the other side of board, Mark. So it's 2.2 ohms. It is a reading right, so I think it's just doing it because it's obviously taking a lot of current. Now, is it taking a lot of current because that multi-phase controller's gone, or is it taking a lot of current because, I know we can't really accurately measure these in circuit, there's one on the same line here to ground. That's got 1 ohms. Just put a bit of alcohol around there and see if anything's evaporating off. I put a little bit of voltage to it and current to it. Get that back on there. We're going to repeat like we've been doing and just put a bit of, without getting the wires in way. Whatever it was, it instantly came off, didn't it? That resistor. That cap next door. You think it might be that cap? Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking if I remove that cap, it might put a couple of LEDs right next to it. It's going to have to come off with soldering iron this because they're LEDs right next to it. Don't really want to come on, slide off your blinking thing. All right, mess of that, didn't I? Made a right mess of that. It's fallen off the iron, so I can't even test it. But hey, what's Uncle Sorin say? No shorter capacitor, no capacitor, no shorter capacitor. That looks more like a only grounding cap, isn't it? Getting excited with this now. Let's see. Right, we're still pulling a lot of heat, as you can see. Still all going through that resistor. Going through this resistor, so cap might have been okay. I don't know if cap was still on. Yeah, well, we've got have a look at that one. Yeah, I don't think that's on the same line though, is it? That it's on a different line. That one's on this one, which basically is those 3 components going down to here. I mean, I can see what's the other side of there because it could be something on that line then. But I think this cap. Yeah, 84k on that. That one seems fine. And just because it's in the vicinity, 84. That's reading different now, that cap's off. At 2.2, it's reading right. That'll be a resistor, isn't it? $84k. Oh, that seems awfully low. I mean, it could be 0 ohm resistor. That's probably a 0 ohm, isn't it, that one? $84K. Yeah. So that means it must be reading correct if it's lower than the 2.2, because we're on the same. Oh, they're not on the same circuit, actually, are they? Yeah. So let me see if I can see what's on that one there. So it'd be to the left. Try and do this off camera and bring it back on. That's going somewhere around here. So take the cap off. Take the resistor off. Yeah, that one's going somewhere around here. Is the other via. Comes down from about here, and it moves down to there. That other via. Take the cap off. Well, we've seen all how good I am with soldering iron. So let me let's get this cap off. There's a possibility I need to put this cap back on, so I'm going to be as careful as I possibly can. Gosh, these are tiny. Really do me other soldering tip on. What my tips? I'll do. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, am I taking the black cap off, not the resistor? Sorry, I thought I was taking the resistor off. I do think it's the. I think it's the chip as well. I'm thinking exactly the same. I need to put central in on it. Blinking freezing. That'll do. I put a big piece of solder on that just so I could see it. Yeah, I should. I'm just going to measure that. Attempt to measure that. $1K. $2.2. Yeah, it's 1K resistor. Let's do the magic test. We're still connected up, so let's put a bit of. You know what? That's it connected up. Oh, that won't work because my soldering out. Me wires come off my current sensor resistors. Let me tack this back on. Hiroshima. Somebody would say. Broke my wire off. Let's see where we're going with this. This back down here. Ground, we've got a nice anchor point there. Back on there. Okay. A bit of IP on that. Or we'll touch the ground again, and we'll see what we're getting. Chip. It's the chip. It's the chip. It's the chip. Got to be the chip. It's just frying it. I think it's the chip, and maybe MOSFETs as well, because we've had to set the MOSFETs off as well. But I do think it's the chip what's doing this. Just for argument's sake, I'm just going to test, make sure I've got no shorts on any caps around here. 'That's I've got a direct short there. I've got a 3 ohm short there. Three ohms on a cap looks a bit low to me. What do you reckon? Yeah, it could be. I've had IC off already. I am more and more thinking it's the IC, because the IC is getting warm. But just for ease of, a cap's a lot easier to take on and off than an IC. I'm just going to whip that cap off. There you go. Yeah, I think it's the yeah. I think it's I think it's them. I think it's the chip. The chip is doing it, and it's pulling a lot of current through the resistor on the back. That's obviously it's shorted, internally shorted, which is causing resistor to heat up and the chip. So that would make more sense. Yeah, 3 ohms. That's obviously ground, so it's the chip, isn't it? I wonder if I can get one of them chips. I'm just not convinced we put this chip in it and it's saved it, because if that's doing its bits, have a look what our friends in
A galaxy far, far away says about it. It's a MC N or M N. Right, let me spell it right. NC P 81610. Okay, they're not mega expensive, are they? Couple of pound. Couple of pound. So they're not mega expensive. That's if they are new chips, because we all know. We all know that they don't always don't always play back rules. Just rob a bit of heat out of that board quickly. And I've not took anything with me. 3 ohms. Exactly the same reading. But if it were chip, that should have changed. Yeah, they're a couple of pound on AliExpress. But am I right in thinking that should have changed its? I'll get it back under scope in one tick. I'm just trying to figure out what that side of the. Right, it's not that one, which is where it kind of comes out. Was that in mega ohms? Let's have a look. No, ohms. We're not getting any. Oh, we are getting something coming hot now. Just see what's happening with the thermal camera. It was 3 ohms. Yeah, sorry, it was 3 ohms. So now we've got this wire back on. This wire had fallen off, hadn't it? Can we get back under? That is still pulling a lot of current. It's still something having a good old gulp down here. A bit of cooling spray on. That'll do its business. Okay. Ignore that. That's my. Yeah.
I put a black line on it. I put a black line on it just so I could see, just so I could have a reference point when I was moving the things across. But we've still got a short on main power rail. We've still got a short. There's something else now getting hot. I mean, currently we've taken probably around 8 or 9 things off the board to get to a point of still not working. Unfortunately, and it is unfortunate, I think I'm going to have to, for the time being, just knock this one up to an O fix, because we're gonna need a couple of MOSFETs, going to need a controller. They'll be fine, but I've still got the short on the main power rail, not the chip. I'm not convinced it's the chip. Still got the same short there, and we've still got the very, very low short there, but we know that that's not interfering with it, mainly because GPU is now removed from the equation. On the yeah, the MOSFETs are fine. I'm bypassing MOSFETs anyway when I'm injecting. Is there any? No, I think I said that, didn't I? The blackness there is I just put a Sharpie mark when I were trying to look, and I could see it on the other side of the board. So yeah, that was me. I put a Sharpie mark on that one to do that. Okay, guys, thank you very much for the assistance, but I'm gonna have to wrap the. I was supposed to be finishing at 12 today, in fairness. Yeah, I thank you for that. What I am going to try and do, if it's okay with everybody, I'm going to try and attempt to move this over to Andy at whatever chat he's on, and just see if I can figure out how to do it. So just bear me 2 ticks. I've not done this bit before. So click on there and click on there, and if I can do this, it will be amazing. No, it's in YouTube Studio, and then I think it's in Community, and then I think it's in Content. That was it, and Live, and Options. There, settings. Now, does anybody know how to do this? How to move it across? Andy's not live. Oh, he's not live. There we go. I can't move it across anyway. Can't move it across anyway. Well, that'll be that done then. That'll be that done. So thank you very much for joining me, gents. It was only going to be a short one today, because I have got so much on, and if anybody's been here all stream, I've had several more delivered in the meantime. And my little dog down here is desperate to go for a walk. You want to go park, don't you? You want to go park with your ball? Yeah. So she's desperate to. Oh, can I? Oh, right, I'm miles away from that, Russie. Happy birthday, by the way. So, yeah, I'm going to take her for a walk, and then she's running it down now to stare at a lead just in case she's going, Dad, don't you know where my lead is? Yeah, stupid man. Come and get my lead.
and get that sorted. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I weren't planning on streaming today. I'm now streaming probably next Wednesday for another one. And I'll try and pop some videos out. I will let you know if I have any more joy with this. Just ain't got any more time today to look at it, and I'm going to put a call into the customer as well and just explain what I've done and everything else. Because obviously I'm a business, and if I'm charging him, I'm charging him, and we need to see where it is. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day, and take care, and I will catch up with everybody in probably other people's chat. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you've not already done so, and we will catch up very, very soon. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Bye bye now.